Hi guys, hope you're all having a nice Sunday afternoon. It's quite sunny down here in Brighton, as you may be able to tell, so hopefully you're all getting a bit of the sun too. Today we are finishing off these sections of Charlotte's anxiety. As you know, we've chopped up into years, and now we're on year 11, so that's 15 going into being 16. So again, a very transitional stage, and where you would traditionally really, I suppose, go to college or do an apprenticeship. Obviously Charlotte didn't have that opportunity. So first things first, we have here a copy of the Times, and on page 12, this is yesterday's edition, Charlotte is indeed mentioned. I'll take a photo of this and overlay it while I'm speaking so you can have a look, but it's just about a collection of YouTubers with different illnesses who have vlogged, as Charlotte did, about their illnesses. And it is entitled Filming the Fight of Our Lives, and it's a really good piece, so I'll put that up for you. Hopefully you'll be able to read some of that. But I think for this video the main focus is going to be the struggles that Charlotte had during that final year, and the sense of elation that she had when it was over, but the crushing sense that she was never able to actually have a secondary school experience. So.
Yeah, I think year 11, obviously it was a busy year because it's GCSE, so she had quite a lot to keep her occupied that year. She buddied up with, she mentored a year 8 who was having a lot of problems, and they got on really well, and I think that gave Charlotte a huge sense of achievement that she'd actually managed to see this girl, and she used to chat to her every week about bullying, and they'd sort of compare notes, and it did give Charlotte a huge sense of satisfaction. And Charlotte, in fact, later on had a lovely letter from the school just thanking her for that. She also was issued with a card to get out of class because things could get quite tricky, especially in subjects like science and whatever else. You know, she'd often get picked on, and so it was difficult for her to get through those. Obviously year 11 was the year of the prom, so everybody was talking about nothing else except proms and looking for dresses, and Charlotte didn't go, nobody had asked her to go. She wouldn't have gone anywhere, I don't think.
But she did give that brilliantly sarcastic response when she was on telly, didn't she?
Oh yes.
Said, I think paraphrasing it, I think she said, I was diagnosed on the day of my school prom, luckily I didn't have any plans.
That's right, yes, because she was actually diagnosed on the day of prom, so we were, it was probably just as well we hadn't ordered a car and a big dress and whatever else. Her last day was, that was very, very difficult because at school they have, you know, obviously they have writing all over your shirts and all that sort of thing, and obviously everybody's very high-spirited, and there's a barbecue. They have a very large assembly, which you had one as well, and where people come and, you know, it's like a talent show as well. And poor Charlotte couldn't get anywhere. Well, I tried to take her, I was desperate just so that she could get a bit of feel for it, but she just couldn't do it. She just crumbled and was counting the hours until it was time to leave school, you know, for good, and just come back for GCSEs and things. Given everything, she did manage to achieve 6 GCSEs, and I was very, very proud of her, and she would have got into college with those 6 GCSEs. She was planning to go to a college in Lewes to study beauty, of course, and you know, we'd started getting all the bits together for the makeup course, and she was terribly excited about it, but obviously there were other plans in store for her. In fact, going back just to the people in her year group, after she was diagnosed and after she lost all her hair, on more than one occasion we would actually go into shops in Brighton where people were serving from her year group, and what was even worse, people then would still ignore her. They would actually serve her but not even raise a smile to her. And there was one occasion, it had happened twice in one day, and she came home and she just wept. She said, am I that bad a person that even with cancer people can't actually acknowledge me? And I think the worst one we had was it was on a winter's evening, it was very cold, and we'd gone out, and there was a particular person, I'm not even going to say whether it was a male or female, a particular person who actually stood in the road, saw her with her bald head, and pointed and laughed at her and ran off. I'll never forget that, and yeah, there was one person who did that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think this is actually a really important issue, Charlotte aside. If you see someone who is blatantly ill, or for whatever reason has bald hair, especially at a young age, tender age, young teenager, please don't do that kind of thing. I know you guys wouldn't, because you guys are great, you leave lovely comments, but just generally, it's really, really important because it's so damaging, and it's just the social stigma around it's horrible. So maybe, as I say, I know you guys wouldn't do it, but if you could just spread that around and just try and stop it from happening, because it's so awful. And I mean, it's so cowardly as well. And I think Charlotte had nothing to prove really in that regard, because she had the last laugh, really, didn't she? She was a superstar on TV.
She was, but as I said to it was hard for her when she saw those people, and they did ignore her. And she said to me afterwards, I could never do that, even if I didn't like somebody, I couldn't, and she wouldn't have done it anyway, it wasn't in her nature, because she was a very giving young woman, as it went on to prove with all the stuff that she did for cancer. So that really is sort of drawing a close on the anxiety, and we will now be focusing on questions, and there are really good ones about our cancer journey, about Charlotte. Specific questions which we're very happy to go into, because we are very keen to raise awareness of glioblastoma.
We're quite open to the idea of doing stuff that you might otherwise consider off limits. We really want to keep this as honest as possible. We're going to try our hardest to tell you the really horrible details of it, because although they're not nice to hear, they need to be told, because there needs to be something done about it, basically. I know you guys would definitely support that, as you supported Charlotte as well. So
yes, it is probably one of the most horrible cancers, and to actually witness daughter and sister daily deteriorate, it was horrendous, and it's taken, I won't get over it, but at the moment I will be honest, I can't process, I can't dream. I haven't dreamt for over 3 months, so I can't process, because the only images that I have in my head are so horrible of her, and that is why we want to get the message out there. So at least if somebody is diagnosed with glioblastoma, you can kind of guess what's going to follow and cram in as much as you can into the first few days before it all goes horribly wrong. But that will be stories for another day.
yeah.
So anyway, if you have any suggestions for Wednesday, would be great. Otherwise,
Otherwise, I'm sure we can improv something like I did last time for my solo effort. Nice comments on that, by the way. Thank you. But yeah, no, leave some comments, and do please leave some comments regarding the cancer as well, because we're predetermined now that we've covered Charlotte's early in life, and particularly anxiety and her battles with that. We're pretty keen now to get onto the the main hurdle we hope to jump over with this channel. So
good. All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. As I said, if you can think. Oh well, no, I think we do have something about her music. We do. We're going to cover music, and somebody did actually ask if we had any old videos. No.
We don't actually.
We don't. No.
I don't know why. I mean, the ones we have for some reason don't play on the DVD players. I don't know why that is. We tried, didn't we? So sorry about that. We can try and find some footage of Charlotte like we did with that funny Christmas hat.
Oh yes, yeah.
And upload that kind of stuff, but we haven't really got that kind of content. We've got old photos, but not really old video footage, so it's a bit tricky.
Yeah, but we'll put something together.
Yes, that'll be fine.
Great. Okay, so please follow us on Twitter. Facebook page is great. We've got, I think, nearly 150 people looking at that, so that's really lovely. Thank you.
Yes.
And we'll see you on Wednesday.
Yes. Just one final note to do with Charlotte. If you guys are at school, any of you, I presume some of you are, and you see someone being left out or picked on, as I say, I know you guys would do it already, but just look out for them, I guess. Put an arm around them. Yeah. Because it's a bigger thing to do.
It is.
And it's better. And it's kind. Okay guys, well thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.